All right, so it's getting close to July 4th. What is our annual tradition?
Do the citizenship test.
The citizenship test, yes. So I go out and I find online quizzes that have questions from the citizenship test that people are required to pass to become naturalized citizens. And so Alexis, after doing this for many years, is getting pretty good at it. I haven't done this quiz before, so I'm not sure if it's a good format or not. The one I did with Aubrey wasn't very good. I didn't like the way it worked.
Well, at least she got them right.
It was just a struggle to find people with updated questions, because I think last year we took the one that had the 2008 questions, and it was still had Barack Obama as the president was the answer to one of the questions. So.
Yeah.
All right, so let's kick it off. So, what is the supreme law of the land?
Constitution.
The Constitution. That is correct. All right, how many amendments does the Constitution have?
Is it 102?
Is that what you want to guess?
Sure. There's a lot.
You're wrong.
I'm wrong. What is it?
27.
It's only 27?
Yes.
I thought they had more than that.
No.
I am incorrect. My bad.
So, what is the economic system in the United States?
Capitalism?
It is capitalism for a while. If we can hold on to it. All right. Name one power of the U.S. Congress.
Is it the federal budget? I'm not sure. I'm thinking.
What's your guess?
I don't know. I'm gonna guess the budget, because I don't think they declare war.
They do.
They declare war.
Yes, it's required that the legislature declares war. So they also actually write the laws.
Oh.
Yes. Do you not remember? I'm a bill up on a hill.
I remember some of that.
Yeah. So the correct answer would have been all of the above.
Why is that? What? Okay.
Okay.
Free.
That's interesting.
It's free.
So, do you know what the name of the Speaker of the House of Representatives is now?
You started with an N.
Nancy Pelosi.
That's what I thought, but I didn't want to be wrong.
Well, you should have just said it.
That's my struggle.
My struggle. Did you know that is the English translation of Hitler's Mein Kampf is my struggle?
Huh.
Yes.
Interesting.
So, the President of the United States is elected for how many years? 4-year terms, correct. What's the name of the presidents of Los Estados Unidos?
Joe Biden.
Yes. What is the name of the vice president of the United States?
I don't know.
Yeah, she kind of blends into the background. It's Kamala Harris.
Oh, it's like, I don't remember the... No, they don't teach us who the vice president is.
Yeah.
The president vetoes the bills.
That is correct. Now, is there a mechanism that Congress can override his vetoes if they have enough votes?
I forgot what it was called. It started with an O. Didn't it?
I think it's called override, actually, yeah.
It's like, it's override, isn't it?
Yes, they can override his veto, yeah.
I thought there was another term for it.
Yeah.
Either way.
I think it's two-thirds vote in each house.
Yeah.
So what is the highest court in the United States?
The Supreme Court.
The Supreme Court.
It's kind of in the name.
It's not the... Who is the governor in our current state? Kevin Stitt.
Kevin Stitt. It's like, are they voting again?
Yes.
It's like, yeah, they're voting again right now.
What do we show loyalty to when we say the Pledge of Allegiance?
The flag. It's the first line.
And to the republic for which it stands.
Yep.
Who lived in America before the Europeans arrived?
The Native Americans.
Yes.
It's like, do we really want to go into that? That was the entire first discussion we had in history, and it went back to the Nordics, if we wanted to go there.
Yeah. Who wrote the Declaration of Independence?
John Adams?
No.
Wait, no, my bad. Jefferson. It was Thomas Jefferson, my bad. Sometimes I mix the names up.
Yeah, it's all right. George Washington is famous for many things. Which one?
I think it was all of them.
It is all of them.
Like, it is all of them. What's the point of putting all of the above if any of them would be right?
It's just a question structure strategy thing that sometimes happen. Like if we want to get into test construction, like that's a whole nother video.
Okay.
So Abraham Lincoln is famous for many things. Name one.
I think it's all of them.
It is all of them.
Like that is,
So-
again, all of them.
This is a little bit of
He kind of,
well, the Emancipation Proclamation freed the slaves in the South. It wasn't later until the 14th Amendment that all slaves were free. So there's a little bit of
it's a
yes. Martin Luther King Jr. is famous for many things.
He
Name
fought
one.
for civil rights.
He did fight for civil rights.
He was not a president.
So, have you ever read Letters from a Montgomery Jail?
No.
We'll have to do that one. So, I Have a Dream gets a lot of the hype. Letters from a Montgomery Jail is like where a lot of the substance of true like civil rights stuff comes from.
Okay.
So, whenever you hear people talk about civil rights, have you ever heard the phrase "justice delayed is justice denied"?
I've heard that.
Or injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere.
Maybe. That one's iffy.
So
It sounds
you'll hear that a
familiar.
lot whenever you read about civil rights stuff, and it comes out a lot when people start speaking about civil rights. All that's letters from a Montgomery jail.
That's cool. Well,
All right,
the
so-
U.S. was attacked by terrorists on that day.
Yes.
It's like we didn't declare war on.
Not on Syria. All right. Why does the flag have 13 stripes?
The 13 original colonies.
Yes.
This one isn't too bad. I just suck at remembering names.
Name 3 national U.S. holidays.
Just the first 3.
Yes.
It's like, oh, that's it. It's like that one wasn't too bad actually.
So you got to score a 180 out of 200. That's pretty good.
I just suck at remembering names, and you know this because you asked me who the actor is. I don't know who it is.
Yeah. Okay, so this came up in when we did Dillo's videos.
Yeah.
The Constitution was actually written in 1787.
Yeah, it's
After the
the war.
Revolutionary War. Yeah.
The war it ended in 1776.
And it started in
Well,
1777.
it started in 1776.
Yeah, the
but, like,
Constitution only has 27 amendments.
I did not know that. There's always like, I don't know, they ask you what's what. You can like remember some of the first few, but eventually you just kind of forget the numbers.
Yeah. All right, so let's do another one. Because you're a big kid. You should do another set of 20. Oop. All right.
Oh, this is
What form of government is the United States?
Republic?
It is a republic. Although they did, like, those aren't even close. They should have done, like, anyway.
Close enough. This is the stuff you learn in middle school.
Yes. Do you know where the word republic comes from?
Not exactly.
It's Latin. It comes from the Latin res publica, which means a public affair.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yes. All right, so,
How are changes made to the U.S. Constitution?
yes.
Wow. Is it amendments?
It is amendments.
I was like, that one's a bit. Why is it important?
Yes, why is it?
Is it all of them?
Yes.
It is all of them.
The Declaration of Independence was some of the finest writing ever done by just a regular person.
Yeah.
So part of it, when it talks about identifying inherent rights and that all people are created equal, the second sentence of the Declaration of Independence is, we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, and they are endowed by their Creator with certain inalienable rights, which among them are the rights to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Which is very profound.
Isn't that the preamble?
Maybe. I thought preamble was just preamble to the Constitution.
It's like, I just know I had to memorize that at one point.
Yes. Anyway, if you look at independence movements throughout the world after the American Revolution, they just took
the Constitution.
Well, they took the Declaration of Independence and they were like, copy paste. We like this. And so that line of the Declaration of Independence became an important part of people's expression of freedom throughout the world for years and years after it was written.
Yeah, we kind of took this and used it again and again, and it keeps working, so it must be good.
It's pretty good. It's pretty powerful stuff, that all people are created equal and that they have. So, and that's an important thing that I think people miss when they talk about being endowed with inalienable rights. Is different than the way that most people conceive of a person having a right in relationship to their government. So, for example, the First Amendment, the right to free speech. Does the First Amendment give you the right to free speech?
It doesn't necessarily give you that right exactly. Like, you sort of, it says you can practice it, like, without a ton of legal backlash, I guess.
So, it's an important distinction. The way that the framers of the U.S. Constitution, the way that the fathers of our countries viewed the rights, is when they talk about inalienable and being endowed with inalienable rights. Inalienable means they cannot be separated from us.
Yeah.
So, I have the right to free speech just for being a human being alive on the planet Earth.
Yeah.
I have the right to practice the religion of my choice just by being a human being. The government cannot grant me those rights.
You just
because they cannot be separated from me. All of the rights that they listed out. So my right to keep and bear arms for the protection of my person and my property and the defense against tyranny. That is a part of me just being a human alive on earth. It is not granted to me by the government. The amendments of the Constitution protect those rights from the abuses of the government.
Yeah.
And that's an important distinction, and it's something you don't find everywhere, and it's something that has to continually be pushed back against. But that's what they talk about when they're talking about being endowed with an inalienable right. It is a right that it is about just being you. It cannot be separated from you. It is not granted to you by the government. The government cannot take it away from you. And that's what they're kind of saying, is like, these are rights that you have just for being.
And they protect that with the amendments.
And that's what the Bill of Rights is supposed to be, is not granting you these rights. It is protecting those rights from the advances of the government.
Yeah.
So it's an important thing that most people miss out on.
Yeah.
So, 2 important ideas from the Declaration of Independence.
It's B and C.
All right. What is the rule of law?
That's an interesting question. Don't think we've gotten that one before.
Yeah. So what do you think it is?
I think it's the third one.
Yes.
No one is above the law.
Yes.
I don't think we've ever gotten that question before.
Sometimes you'll hear the phrase that everyone is equal under the law.
I kind of like that phrasing better.
Yes. The President of the United States in charge of which branch of government?
Is it executive?
It is executive. Sometimes he will be called the chief executive.
Yeah.
All right. How long is term for a U.S. senator?
Oh, that's one I don't know. Is it 5? Six?
Yeah. I'll cheat for you on that one.
I was close.
So, representatives, how many voting members are in the House of Representatives?
Is it 200?
Much higher.
It's much higher. It's 435. That's a big number.
Yeah.
It's a lot of people.
Well, originally, it was you got a representative for a certain number of people.
Oh, yeah. There's multiple representatives for...
Yeah, and then they put a cap on it and made it what they call proportional representation because the House of Representatives was getting gigantic.
What do you mean getting gigantic? It's huge already.
Yeah.
It's like... I feel like it might have been 200 at one point.
Well, yeah, at one point it was. Why do U.S. representatives serve shorter terms than U.S. senators?
Is it to be more closely follow the public opinion?
It is to more closely follow the public opinion.
That one makes sense.
Yes. So one of the geniuses of the design of our government is that all of the different pieces represent different constituencies differently. So yes, the House of Representatives is different than the Senate, and that's part of the miracle of it. Is all these things are built to be in tension to one another, so that we only get the laws and the changes that people all can really agree on, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
All right. What does a U.S. senator represent?
Senator?
Yeah.
Is it the people of the state who are affiliated to their party?
No.
No, it's not?
It is the citizens of their state.
So it's everyone in the state. Okay.
Yes.
They need to teach us some more of this stuff in history.
Who is the commander-in-chief of the U.S. military?
Is it the president?
It is El Presidente.
It is the president.
What is one part of the judicial branch?
Okay. It's the courts.
Yes.
Yeah. The president's cabinet would be the executive branch.
That is correct. All right. What are 4 amendments to the U.S. Constitution about who can vote? Describe one of them.
Oh, man. It's the top one.
Yes.
It's like, I don't think I've ever heard anything about the other two being involved in voting.
What are examples of civic participation in the United States?
Voting?
Okay, are we up? Oh, we're allowed to pick 2. What's another one?
Oh, we are? Participating in the United States.
Civic participation.
What exactly does that mean? The civic part of it.
It won't let me pick 2.
Then why did it say 2?
Poor test construction.
I thought it was just voting, but...
Alright, name one reason why the Americans declared independence from the British.
Probably it's all of them.
Yes.
It's like no one wanted any of this.
Alright, why were the Federalist Papers important?
We learned about that briefly. Was it about the economy? It's about the... Is it to help people understand the U.S. Constitution?
It was. So the Federalist Papers were written by a couple of guys, and I knew their names until this just came up. But
Yeah.
they were published in a newspaper, and they were just explanations of the Constitution. So they're really important, and they're actually very good reading. But they don't actually create any laws or set up any institutions or anything like
I
that.
think we might have touched on that briefly.
Alexander Hamilton is famous for many things. Name one. Having a Broadway musical.
Is he the first Secretary of Treasury?
Yeah, I believe he is.
Yeah. It's like he did not invent the light bulb.
Who shot him in a duel?
Oh crap. We learned this in 8th grade. I do not remember. He survived. Wait, was this
Aaron Burr.
Aaron Burr?
Yes.
We touched on that briefly.
Important events of the Civil War.
All of them.
All of them. Let's see. What U.S. war ended slavery?
I'm gonna say the Civil War.
Yes, it did. So technically, it just ended slavery in the United States. Technically, there's slavery that still exists in the world, but we'll not quibble about the test construction. So, one leader of the women's rights movement.
Susan B. Anthony.
Susie B. She has a $1 coin that was made in tribute to her.
Neat.
Yeah, no one used it, and so they phased it out because no one likes dollar coins. Reference to another video we made one time.
Except for
Grandpa
Charles.
People who like coins like Grandpa Charles, yes. When did women get the right to vote?
I do not remember this one.
I don't either. I think it's 27.
I think it's 27. That was going to be my guess, but I don't remember.
When did the United States enter the Korean War? Oh, why? Why? Okay.
Why did we enter the Korean War? And I guess it was all of them.
I'm going to say it's to stop the spread of communism.
There's a bug. Like, I'm not sure.
Okay, let's see what we did on this one.
How did we do?
205.
That's not bad.
Oh, there's 22 questions. So let's see.
That's not bad, man.
Okay. Yeah, see?
They didn't let us pick.
Yeah. So that one doesn't count.
Okay, vote and run for office are the ways.
1920. I thought it was 27.
7 years off.
Yeah.
It was to stop the spread of communism.
Excellent.
Nice.
So, do you feel civically informed?
Yeah, learned stuff.
All right, good. What are we supposed to say at the end of these?
Like and subscribe.
All right, awesome.